Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge! Welcome back, everybody. It's June, and we know what that means. It's Pride Month. Woo! It's our time to shine. Lesbians, girlies, gays, days, queers, anyone who identifies as part of the LGBTQIA plus community, the alphabet mafia. It's our motherfucking month. Let's go. Like, how iconic. We have a whole month to celebrate us, and I completely understand that yes, it's a happy celebration, but there's meanings to why we celebrate in June and to why Pride is still important in this day, why Pride originally started. And don't you guys worry, I have a treat coming up for your ears, a super fun episode with a LGBTQIA plus activist, a queer, I don't know another word for activist, she's going to be coming on and talking to us all about why Pride is still so important, why it should still be celebrated, the meaning behind it, and loads of other exciting things. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. But for today, we're just excited. It's Pride Month. How exciting. Are we all excited for Pride? I know Newcastle Pride isn't actually until July, so technically we're having 2 months of Pride. Realistically, is Pride not just every month? In my eyes, yes. I live, sleep, breathe being a lesbian, as we can all tell. So I guess for me, it's always Pride Month. But this is like our official time to shine. Like, we're stepping out of the closet and getting to be our true, iconic, queer, gay, lesbian, bi, trans, whatever we are selves. We're all loved and accepted here. So have a happy Pride, have a safe Pride, keep yourself safe. Whoa, there's a fly in my studio. Crazy. I've got some energy kick today, right? I've had a bit of an exciting morning. I guess it was classed as exciting. So it is mine and Lucy's engagement party on Friday. Woo! So tomorrow, can't wait. So today I've been running some errands ready for the engagement party. So I went to pick up some white shoes, as I didn't have any white shoes. I ordered some on Vinted. They aren't going to come in time. So I needed to get something stat, so I went to a little shop in town, picked up some white shoes, sorted. Went and checked on Lucy's engagement ring. We put it through as like an urgent order, and they said it should be ready by Thursday, but I literally haven't heard anything from them since they said we've got, like, the diamond had arrived. So I went in, they're going to give me a ring later to let me know where this ring is, because I would really like to pick it up on Thursday. So my fiance has it to wear for her engagement party on Friday. So everyone cross your fingers, touch some wood, that we're going to get Lucy's engagement ring. It's so pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. And then I had to pick up our engagement party welcome sign. Now, here's a hack for all my, not even just brides to be, just anyone making a sign. So I've seen places charging like upwards of like £100, if not more, for like them to like make a sign, print it out, send it to you. Now, I love me a bit of Canva, Pro Canva. Shout out to my mother for letting me use her Pro Canva account and part of her team. It's pretty fun. So I just designed my own poster on there, use like a template, change it to what we wanted, change a few things around, added a few extra bits, and then printed it out. Was that an email about Lucy's ring? No, it was that my TikTok shop order's been delivered. I'm just going to silence my phone so we don't get more of them, because I've ordered like 10 things from TikTok shop. Whoops! It's quite exciting. I just like TikTok shop. Guys, I spoke through the Ring doorbell for the first time today. There was a man there with a parcel, and I was like, hello, could you just put it around the back, please? Thank you. It was a great day. Anyway, back to the engagement party sign. So yeah, made it, fiddled about with it, got it how I wanted it. I looked at printing it just directly through Canva. One, it was kind of expensive, and two, it was going to take ages to arrive. Now, there's a place in Newcastle Town Centre who I actually used to print out the Lesbian Lounge scavenger hunts for our last event. So I used them, £18 it cost me to get this printed. Like, it's beautiful quality, all came wrapped in bubble wrap. They are amazing. So Metro Repro in Newcastle, shout out, because they're unbelievable. So pick it up, cost me £18. So I designed it myself, picked it up, cost £18. Unbelievable. When they did the Lesbian Lounge scavenger hunt, actually that was £18 as well. But I'd been to Ryman just because I was in town anyway. Popped my head in, hiya, how much would it be to print 60 of these, just A4 regular paper in colour? I'm genuinely sure they quoted me £80, I think it might have been, and I was like, yeah, it's going to be a no. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like the podcast has no budget. Had a guest going on about like paying for travel here, and I was like, yeah, for sure, like it's not an issue, but I'm moving house that day, so it's not going to work. It's like the budget's not a problem, right? Like we can afford to pay for things, but like £80 for some sheets of paper that are going to get written on, people are probably going to put them in the bin. I ended up getting a load of them back, so I've just got loads of them sitting in my room. Well, my old house, they probably ended up in the bin in the house move, to be fair. Yeah, £18 from Metro Repro, so they are unbelievable. So we got our engagement party sign. What else did I do? Obviously I had to treat myself for such a hard, stressful day of shopping, so I got myself a Canoop's chocolate milkshake and a Redhead's mac and cheese. If you know, you know, I love Redhead so much, and yeah, they probably will be at the wedding, so they're just that good. I want a mac and cheese van and I want a pizza van, and I think she's maybe on the same wavelength as me. Like, I don't know, I don't want like a sit down meal because I don't like fancy restaurant-y meals. Like, genuinely, I want a pizza on my wedding day and some mac and cheese. Like, that's what makes me happy. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck about the people coming to my wedding. No offense, guys, not like I've sent out invites yet, but like, I don't care if you want to sit down and have like beef stroganoff and berry cheesecake. That's not what I want, and it's my big day. On your big day, do whatever you want and I'll pipe the fuck down. Like, I was at a wedding last year and the vegetarian meal option was atrocious. It was some weird aubergine thing. It was awful, and I literally said to the waiters, because as they were bringing out like the actual meals for the meat eaters, they came with Yorkshires and roast potatoes, and I was like, is there any chance if you have any spare Yorkshire puddings and roast potatoes, could I please have them? I'm not kidding. Like, on everyone else's plate on my table, they had 1 Yorkshire pudding and 3 roast potatoes. They bought me a bowl full of roast potatoes and about 3 Yorkshire puddings. I didn't touch my vegetarian meal. I was very content with me Yorkshire puddings and me roast potatoes. So yeah, on your wedding day, do whatever you want. On my wedding day, I'm going to be doing things my way. I have decided, I think I want to like have like a little strut down the aisle, you know? Like, I don't want like a boring like do. I don't think I want that. And I think me and my dad are too unserious for that. I do believe I have locked in my bridesmaids. Ooh! I'm not going to ask them to be my bridesmaids yet, because I feel like you have to do that when you've got a date. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like because you plan weddings so far in advance, like, that's why you do it, so that it's like, hi, I'm getting married on like, this is just, I'm pulling a date out of my arse right now. I'm getting married on the 6th of June 2029. Keep that date free. Like, no one's got something in their diary already, unless it's another wedding. So I feel like once we've got the date locked in, then I'll ask my bridesmaids to be my bridesmaids, and Lucy's sorted her bridesmaids, and we've got an even number, which is lovely. We both don't have a lot of friends, so it was a very, very easy decision. It wasn't like, oh my god, but what about her, what about her, what about her? It was like, do you need any more? Because I've written down all my friends. Like, at least he was like, no, I've got all my friends too. So we're sorted. We've got our bridesmaids locked in. We are very much planning for the flower grannies. We don't have any children in our life. I mean, obviously I teach a lot of children dancing. They're all desperate to come to the wedding. And I'm like, as much as I love you all, probably the answer is no. I might have to have like a little Newcastle dancing wedding for the kids to all attend. Yeah, so I think we're going to go for flower grannies. I am 100% bringing my cat, Pearl, Princess Pearl. Florentine's too much of a scaredy cat, so we'll book a cat sitter to look after her. But like, if my cat's not there, I want to get married. Sorry, Lucy, have the ring back. Joking, obviously, but please, can Pearl come? Please, please, please. Thank you. Any other like wedding life house update? We're still waiting on a dining room table. They've delayed it twice now. Lucy complained. They were like, have £20 back. That is not compensation for me having to like stand or sit in the kitchen to eat my dinner, or stress eat on my sofa because I'm worried I'm going to slop food on my cream sofa and my cream carpet. Maybe it's my fault for getting cream things. Actually, the sofa's more of a stone. Kind of like my legging colour today, which also my new phone case matches perfectly. We've gone very sporty chic in the outfit of the day. I've decided I have just over a month until I go to Florida for my pageant, and I've decided I want to get a little bit more skinny queen. Like, don't get me wrong, I quite enjoy being like the size I am. Like, I don't want to be a size 6. I don't think that'll suit me. My boobs are far too big to like be like really, really tiny then have these big boobs, right? Actually, I went to a hen party for Lucy's auntie at the weekend, and the pictures I took, I actually haven't posted them yet because I'm too embarrassed, because like everyone I've showed them to is like, you look like you've shoved 2 balloons up your dress, and I'm like, they're just my boobs. I don't know what you want me to do about them. So maybe I'll have to post them and you guys can tell me what you think. Obviously, Lucy fucking loves them. She's like, get them out, show them titties off. But everyone else is just like, that's a lot of titty. But I can't help it. Yeah, anyway, we're going to start doing a bit more healthy eating because I am the queen of takeaways, pizzas, chip shops, everything, unhealthy food, chocolate crisps, it all. And I'm going to start trying to exercise a bit more. Lucy, the place she does her, like, I think it's called Shred Fast, like an online workout thing. I think they're doing a 30-day challenge, so I think we're going to do that because Lucy and I, that wasn't words. Lucy and I have also booked a holiday. Celebrate! I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. How many songs can you sing in one go? We're going to Greece. We're going to Crete in September for my birthday. We are going to be in Greece, in Crete on my birthday. So fucking excited. If you don't know, last year, you know what I've never told you guys? I've never really told you all what happened between me and Lucy. Shall we have a quick, like, rundown of what happened? So, obviously, me and Lucy got together May 2025. Things were going good. Obviously, I'd come out of a relationship that had to be the most private thing in the world. I was very excited that Lucy wasn't super private and she was happy to be involved in some TikToks. Obviously, I'd always be like, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? Do you want to come on the podcast? But I think it got a little bit overwhelming for Lucy, and I think I got a little bit too excited too quick. I think I like raced ahead and was trying to make us post too many things and we weren't ready for them and stuff like that. We were still in a very fresh relationship, and I was like, oh, let's put a picture on Instagram, let's make a TikTok. And Lucy's family were still sort of coming around, even though she'd been out before we got together. They were still coming around to the fact that she was a lesbian, so they would like make comments about the TikToks that I would make. Like, one of them was like, have to be nice to my girlfriend because I'm the first baddie she's ever been with, which like is true, but her family were like, oh, what does she mean by that? And I was like, I just mean that all her other girlfriends were ugly. Am I wrong? No. No offense, because I know you're listening. God, I'm evil. I'm actually evil. So anyway, it was actually, we were going to film the episode of the Lesbian Sex Hotline. I'd asked Lucy if she was fine with it. She was fine with it. We sat down to start recording and she was like, I can't do this. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, that's so fine. Stop recording. I was like, we don't have to do it. And she was like, I think we need a break. And I then had a breakdown. I was like screaming, crying on the floor. Lucy had to like leave because she was getting so upset. Anyway, this break lasted like a day and a half. And we were still texting during it. And then anyway, a few more weeks went by and Lucy's bar had the tarot night. And Lucy's tarot reading basically said, like, you're in a toxic relationship, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. My tarot reading was a load of wank. I was told I had, like, sexual energy and something about a medical professional. And I was like, what? Like, no. So anyway, I was like, oh, Lucy, what was yours about? What was yours about? She's like, I'll tell you later. And I'm like, okay, suspicious. And then she tells me and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, well, what do we do now? Anyway, she then like broke up with me that day. She dropped me off home and then I got a text being like, I can't do this. And that was it. And I was like, what the fuck, like over a tarot reading. And I basically, because I was friends with one of the ladies who was doing the tarot readings, so I texted being like, is there any chance we can get like another reading done? And I told this to Lucy, and she was so angry with me for texting the tarot lady being like, can we get a reading? And she's like, you think a tarot reading is going to fix this, yada yada yada. So I was convinced that was the end. I wrote a list on my phone of all the things I hated about Lucy, which I couldn't do because I was still very much in love, but I was like, she got mad at me over this, she didn't do this one time, try and make myself angry at her. My parents took me out for a meal, Chloe and Karine were on the phone, my best friend Becca was on the phone, there was a lot going on in my brain. Lucy, but basically it was still coming up to my birthday, so worst timing ever, and we had a holiday booked to Mallorca, and I'm going to Lucy. We're still in contact, obviously. Well, we're not, but we still have each other's numbers. And I don't remember how the conversation started again. Lucy sent me a birthday present from the cats, but signed it from Pearl and Florentine and her cat Olive. And I was like, I just cried. I was like, that it was a nice gesture, but no. If you're gonna distance yourself from me and break up with me, you can't be doing that. It was awful. I was a mess. It was horrific. Anyway, it's coming up to the holiday, and she's like, oh yeah, I might go away to the lakes because I've got the time off. And I'm like, do you not want to try and go on the holiday, see what happens? And it was very much so she went to the Lake District, and I put her in a locked WhatsApp chat because all I was doing was constantly checking to see when she was last active. So say I'd text her at 12 o'clock and it said she was last active at and say it was now 3 o'clock and it said she was last active at 2:59, I'd be like, why is she not texting me back? But she just needed that time to clear her head, and she said all that time she was just missing me, still in love with me, but just needed a little bit of space. Anyway, she came back from the lakes, and I'd wrote her a letter basically pouring my heart and soul out, which I'd posted to her house. She then read that. Anyway, so then the next day is when I'm going to Paris. So I was meant to go to Mallorca for 4 days with Lucy, get back on the Thursday, and on the Friday fly to Paris with my best friend Becca. So it's now time to fly to Paris. Lucy was dropping her parents off at Newcastle Airport for a holiday. Obviously my parents' house is right next to Newcastle Airport, 5 minutes away. So she was like, I'm in the area, I'll come and see you. Now Becca had been the best friend you could possibly need in this situation. She was like, no, we're not thinking about Lucy this whole holiday, we don't need her in our lives, we're better off without her, let's just go have a brilliant time in Paris and at Disney. So I was like, okay, calm, but if Becca sees you, she's probably going to punch you in the face. So anyway, I get in the car with Lucy, and we just cry, we kiss, we hug. It was something you'd see in a movie when there's been a breakup and then they get back together. Anyway, Becca's car then pulls up, and I'm sitting in Lucy's car, and I'm like, oh my god, Becca's gonna kill me. Anyway, Becca's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, well, Lucy's here, and I was thinking she could take us to the airport, saying as we were going to be booking a taxi, and Lucy's here. So anyway, Lucy drops off at the airport. We're still not officially back together. She's like, just go and have a good time away with Becca. But obviously I'm now thinking, are we going to get back together? We've just had this kiss. All of this is going on. Anyway, Becca and I go and have a brilliant time in Disney. It's my birthday, so I'm on the phone with Lucy in the evening, and it turns midnight, and she says happy birthday. I didn't get a text saying happy birthday the next day, so I was a little bit fuming, still a bit salty. Had a great time. We went to Disney, went into Paris with the Eiffel Tower, came back, and then I don't remember how long it was after I came back that I saw Lucy. Maybe only a day or two, and she'd invited me to go around to her house. Went to her house, and she was like, I just need to tell you something. And I was like, oh my god, what? And she was like, I'm severely sunburned. This idiot had been on the sunbeds, which she knows I don't condone because I don't want her to get skin cancer. She is a tomato, it's bad. So the only thing that's white, I think her bum was white-ish because it had she had her boxers on, and I think she must have had a bra top on, so she was red and white. She was a squashy but times 10. I showed the lady who does my spray tans, and she was like, she's ruined her skin forever by doing that. It was bad. So that's what she needed to tell me. Anyway, we have like a sunburn hug, and then she just slips out, "I love you." Bear in mind, we weren't officially back together yet, and I was like, "Well, I love you too." And then we went on a little walk with the dog, and all this time she wouldn't let me go upstairs. Anyway, we get back and said, "Okay, you can go upstairs now." Opened the door to her room, and there was like "happy birthday," red roses everywhere, and I was just like, oh my god, I think I cried. It was just like, I didn't know I was coming to your house for us to get back together. I thought I was coming to like try and work on us. So it was crazy. And obviously she knew, like, I love a birthday, right? So she knew I would have been sad to not have spent my birthday with her and to have been broken up with over my birthday. So she very much made up for it. There was presents, and it was lovely. So there we go. There's the story. So do you remember when I just took like a few weeks off the podcast? And then the first episode back of the podcast was the lesbian sex hotline. And if you guys listen back to that episode, you'll notice I'm sure at one point I said something about like when I've been with like partners in the past, like I never mentioned that I was in an actual relationship, because I used to obviously speak about Lucy so much, and I slipped up on something, I remember, because I was trying not to say anything, and then like it was literally like, because we were back together, but Lucy was at that time like, I don't want it to be like really out there, so I was trying to like, I don't know, I was trying to not allude to anything. Anyway, give it like a couple more weeks, maybe a month or so, and this bitch has got our own TikTok channel now, and she's like, oh, we should do this for a TikTok, shall we make a couples TikTok? So she's very much changed. I think she just needed a bit of time to come to terms with the fact that like when she'd been in lesbian relationships before, I think they were quite like, not behind closed doors, like people knew she was out and a lesbian, but they weren't like blasted all over TikTok, whereas when she got with me, it was very much like, bam, TikTok, woohoo. So there we go, there's the story. But we're now thriving. Obviously we're getting married, we're engaged, and that was all Lucy, nothing to do with me. That was her. She wanted to get down on one knee and propose, so clearly the fly, I thought it was a spider, I think I'd rather a fly. Clearly I must have done something right to convince her to get back with me. So there's the story. I don't remember how the hell we got there, but yeah, we have a house, we have a wedding to plan, we have an engagement party on Friday. I'm gonna get on with this week's episode because that was a waffle and a ramble. So without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, who is the ultimate lesbian power couple? Thought this was a very fitting question with Pride incoming. So we've got, where are we? Where's the first one? Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird. Obsessed. I feel like we're going to be getting a lot of women's footballers. Sam Kerr and Christine Lewis. There we go. More footballers. Yes, and they've just had a baby. Sam's leaving Chelsea. Katie McCabe's joined Chelsea. What the fuck, Arsenal fans, are we okay? In the announcement video as well, not them literally using the "we've got McCabe," who? Katie McCabe. And the specific one from when she sung it after Arsenal won the Champions League. I'm still not okay, I'm still recovering. Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor. Slay, that's the one, Holland Taylor. Remember when I was at Rush and I was saying, I guess, Sarah Paulson, but not the name of our wife? That's the name I didn't know. Ashlyn Harris and Sophia Bush. Rebel and Ramona, that's Rebel Wilson. How iconic, like Fat Amy from Pitch Perfect is a lesbian, obsessed, iconic. Hayley Kiyoko and Becca Tilley, yes, obsessed. Lemonade Mouth, like we all knew when we watched Lemonade Mouth that Hayley Kiyoko, or at least her character, was a lesbian, and here we are now. Another vote for Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor. Another one for Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird. Ariana DeBosse and Sue McCoo. That's a good name, Sue McCoo. Hey, what's your name? I'm Sue McCoo. name's McCoo. Sue McCoo. I like it. I love Ariana DeBose as well. She'd been in loads of musicals and musical theatre things, and then it was just like, phew, skyrocketed. Obsessed. Raven Simone and Miranda. Obsessed with that. Like, not that so Raven. Being a lesbian. I'm obsessed with that. Okay, someone put Ann Lister and Ann Walker. Can't lie, I'd heard the names before but couldn't quite remember who they were, so I checked, and this is what the description says. Ann Lister and Ann Walker are generally regarded as the first gay couple to get married in the UK. It was done in secret, taking sacrament together in their own private ceremony in Holy Trinity Church in York in 1838. Now, if we deep that, like, that wasn't that long ago, was it? No, we're in 2026, 1834. That's not that long ago. So, there we go. First lesbian couple to get married in the UK. Let's go Anne, and let's go Anne. Viv and Beth, yes, obsessed with Viv and Beth. Obviously, Beth's just left Arsenal, so where's she going to end up? She's going to go to Man City and play with Viv. The women's football law and, like, relationships within that is wild. We need someone to do like the L word with like all the strings that tie lesbians and footballers and dating together, right? Also, have we seen do we all see GK Barry did Soccer Aid, and then Ella's retired from professional football? Crazy. What's going on there? We've got Marta and Carrie Lawrence. Yep, another footballing lesbian couple. We've got G Flip and Chriselle, obsessed. Another vote for Sarah Paulson and Holland Taylor. We've got a vote for Renee Rapp and Toa Bird. I also just saw a TikTok notification, which means somebody else has commented one. So let's see what this other comment says. If it'll load. Are you gonna load? It might not load. You might have commented too late. You might have commented too late, me love. I don't think it's gonna load, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry if your question of the week answer's been left out, but look, it's not loaded, I promise. Anyway, we'll come back to it. Let's jump into some of your guys' dilemmas. Okay, here we go. I feel inferior to my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. Okay, so your girlfriend used to date men, probably like a lot of lesbians, but we're feeling inferior to him. We feel like we're not as good for our girlfriend as he was for her. Okay, my girlfriend split up with her boyfriend nearly 5 years ago now. Okay, that's a long time ago. And she's been with a multitude of girls since him, but before me. Okay, so they were together for 5 years, they split up, then since before she met you, she's been with a lot of girls. However, I just get so insecure that she's going to want to go back to him. I know she's 100% a lesbian, so why do I feel like this? Please help. Okay, so this was 5 years ago. She's had plenty of the girlfriends, but you have this feeling in the back of your head, like, what if she wants to go back to him? What I can say to you is that she's not going to do that. Like, nobody is going from dating men to dating women and then going, you know what, I'm going to go back to dating men. It doesn't work like that. Actually, I've probably just lied to you all, because isn't that exactly what happened with Billie Eilish and Fletcher? Didn't they like go back and get boyfriends? And Jojo Siwa. Crazy. But I think general terms speaking, no one is jumping back to a man, period. Like, what can they give us that woman can't give in tenfold? Literally nothing. We hate men, we don't need them, we can learn to reproduce on our own, right? Didn't that happen? Like, didn't two like lesbian animals get pregnant? Have I just made that up? I don't know. Let's do some Googling, someone let me know. But yeah, I get it. So Lucy had quite a few boyfriends before she sort of came out, but she knew when she was with a lot of them that she was gay, and she was very much just like being with a boy because it was easier. It was easier for family to be like, listen, I've got a boyfriend. It meant she didn't have to try and, you know, pretend to be, obviously she was pretending to be straight, but she didn't have to like try and prove that, because she was like, well, I've got a boyfriend, so obviously I'm straight. But she knew when she was with them that she wanted to be with women. And then eventually, probably the same as your girlfriend, decided, I can't do this anymore, I need to start dating girls, and then has done that. And I get it's hard, like, in a way I'm maybe similar to you. Like, I would probably, like, I would never look back at any of Lucy's girlfriends before me and worry about her going back to them. But I guess I wouldn't also do that with her ex-boyfriend. Also, like, one of her most recent, like, her sort of longest term boyfriend, we found out, was cheating on her during the relationship with a girl called Lucy. Shock horror. If you're listening to this, how dare you cheat on my Lucy? He's definitely not listening. Imagine. Hey! Lucy told me off for mentioning her ex's name last week. Well, she didn't tell me off. She was just like, that's brave. And I was like, I literally don't care. I literally don't care. It's my podcast. I have free will. I can do whatever I want. But yeah, it's hard. I get it, because, you know, I think the way I would maybe look at it is like, you would assume that like family would have been like almost trying to marry them off and ship them together, because like, oh my god, like Mr. and Mrs., you can have babies together, you can do all of this stuff. Whereas maybe when she was first getting with women, it wasn't the same reaction from family. Maybe it still isn't now. So you're worried that maybe her family are going to push her back to dating men. But I'm sure you're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm sure she's smitten with you and wants to be with you and loves being with you. And I would, like, don't let these men control our feelings. Absolutely the fuck not. Like, take that thought out your brain, throw it on the floor and stamp on it. That was really loud and aggressive, sorry. But like, we don't need to be worrying about men and feeling inferior to men. Like, hell no. It's Pride Month. It's 2026. Screw the men. She ain't leaving you for a man. And if she does, fuck his sister. Yeah, make her feel like shit for leaving you. But I'm so certain that that's not going to happen. But good luck. Keep us updated with how you feel. Okay. This might not be as juicy as you want it to be, but here we go. There is no terms, like, you can be as juicy or as unjuicy as you want to be with the podcast. Like, give me all the description, or just give me a little bit. Like, it's okay, you can give me full on graphic details to things, you can hold back, but remember, I don't know who it's coming from, so be as juicy as you want, babes. I once dated this girl, and OMG, she was the most pretentious lesbian ever. Her whole personality was that she was gay. Literally everything about her was just a projection of her sexuality. She even went as far to create a brand to monetize herself being a lesbian. Why does this kind of sound like me? Is this my ex? Let's just say I'm glad to be away from her, as it was draining the life out of me. Now I'm in a happy relationship where I don't have to shove my sexuality in the face of new people, and we just live a chill life. So much easier and so much less stressful, as I'm not having to think about other people's thoughts as well as my own. Guys, genuinely, is that about me? Because I guess technically she said, like, whoever she is, created a brand to monetize herself being a lesbian. I mean, don't get me wrong, this podcast earns money, but not enough money to like monetize my life. So technically this is a monetized lesbian brand. Is it me? Am I the drama? Oh my god, I just remembered, guys. Me, my mum and granny and Lucy went shopping the other day, and we bought this really cute pillow that says, "Am I the drama?" ? And I forgot it at home. I should have brought it to the studio. That would have been perfect. Well, I'm gonna dive into this as if it's not about me. What the hell? Is this actually about me, do you think? Or am I just like being like, oh my god, it's definitely about me, because like, I'm the best ever? What other brand could you create to like monetize the fact that you are a lesbian? Maybe like, there's like lesbian jewelry brands. Obviously we've got like label-less lesbian brands. Maybe just like in terms of being like influencer, like people from I Kissed a Girl. Obviously Amy's got her dyke rings. Crazy. But I get it. Some people are happy to, completely put themselves out there to the world in terms of like how I do to you guys, to the world. And then I've now got a amazing fiance in Lucy who's like more than happy to support me, be involved to like however much, like she can be involved as much as she wants to. There's no forcing her to do anything. And I guess some people, probably wouldn't want to date me because of the fact that I'm so openly gay and so proud of it, and I do all of this stuff, and that's fine, because I don't want to date you either, because I have the best fiance in the world. But I get some people say, you met someone and they were like, oh, by the way, I'm just going to go with like a lesbian jewelry brand, okay? So I own a lesbian jewelry brand. Everything I make is like rainbows and gay and lesbian and cutesy like that, and I go to events every weekend to like sell my stuff that I make. You might think I'm not comfortable with that, because probably when you date someone, you're going to not get dragged into it, but it's going to be the case of like, you're going to have to help her at the market stalls, maybe help her with social media, or maybe you don't want to be involved with that, and that's cool. Like, no one's ever going to force you to do that. So to whoever this person is, I'm glad that have now like found somebody that makes you happy, where you can live to the most gayness that you want, if that makes sense. Like, if your gayness only wants to come up to here, that's fine, because you've not got a girlfriend that's living with it up here. Like, you can both be very like subdued, if that's the right word, and like keep it to yourselves. You don't have to like present it out there to the world and social media. So good for you. If that's my ex, I'm happy for you, and I can say that with a whole heart of love. Like, I want you to find somebody who makes you happy. So if that is you, clock it, go girl. If it's someone else, clock it, you go. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if that is about me. Do I text my ex and be like, bitch, did you send this in about me? But that's so nice. Like, she's not that petty, and I don't think a year later she would send something like that, would she? I don't know. Anyway, I am going to wrap up this week's episode here. Thank you all so much for listening. Another plea, please send me your dilemmas, your questions, your stories, your confessions. They can be as short as you want, as long as you want, as juicy as you want, as non-juicy as you want. Just send them over, please, please, please. Whilst you're sending stuff over, you may as well go and answer our question of the weeks. They're on a Survey Monkey. You can answer as many or as little as you want, but please answer them all if you're over there. Thank you. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the lesbianlounge.podcast. You can join our WhatsApp chat and our Instagram broadcast channel communities to chat with me and to make friends with other people in our lovely little community. Is that everything? You can give us a 5-star review. Why not? Thanks, babe. It's Pride Month. Make a lesbian happy. Give me a 5-star review. You can subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and I'll speak to you all next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye.